Hi, this is Julianne and welcome to this tutorial on how to use the craft planner. This is a revised craft planner. It's a little different from the other one in the shop, so you're going to see it has some different features and it's in a much more subtle palette. So if you look at the other one that has a lot of bright, bold, whimsical colors and fun fonts, this is just a little bit more subdued and a little bit more in the pastels. So here we go. So we're here on the front cover. If you go in one page, let me switch over to our highlighter tool. You are in the home tab. So if you were to click on the home tab, you would wind up here on this home page. And on this page, you can access the tutorial, which is what we're recording right now. So that's a quick way to get to this tutorial anytime. But this page was designed so you could drop down things before you know exactly where you want to put them. Say you're in a store and you take a quick picture and you want to drop the picture here of a project idea, or you're on a website and you want to take it, you want to copy the link. You can kind of drop things here, ideas, notes, pictures, whatever, so that you can later put them into your actual projects. But for now, it's just like, oh, I want to do this someday. This is a cool idea, but I don't want to figure out where I'm going to put it yet. I'll just drop it here on this home page, and then I'll come back later and organize and put it where I want. So that is what this page for is, just a spot to drop some quick things. That's why it's called the quick notes page. And also on this page, in addition to the tutorial, you can send me an email. I'd love to hear from you. You can go visit the Etsy shop and look at other planners. You can go to the website, and you can also go to the how-to section or the blog portion of the website. There's lots of tutorials on how to use GoodNotes, like how to insert your own font if there's a font you love. I show you how to do that over there in the tutorials on the website. So you'll get to all those things from the home tab here. And then we just have obviously a little legalese, a little welcome letter. If you were to click on the calendar tab, you'll drop to here. So this is just a spot for you to drop some important dates. If there's craft fairs you need to be ready for, or some kind of show, or if there's birthday gifts that you want to make, or if you don't want to have a crazy December and you want to make sure that you've got things stocked up and ready for December shows or December gift giving, whatever it is, you can kind of give yourself an idea. Maybe you have a big vacation, you want to list it here so that you know you won't be making anything, and you want to maybe, if you have an Etsy shop, you want to put your shop on vacation or something like that. So this is just an idea, just a quick place to drop down some ideas so you don't lose track of them. Then here, if you go forward a page, you have the monthly view, and this just allows you to do a custom calendar, so you can put in whatever you want. You could mark a vacation, you could mark shows, travel plans, anything like that, and you can also have a goal. So if you're working on a big set of projects, maybe you want to build up your inventory, or you just have some projects you really want to have a craft palooza of your own. This is just a chance for you to kind of mark it all out in a calendar, and here's a spot for some notes. Then you also have a week view. And again, you could set a goal, like maybe you want to get a particular project done during a week, and you can say, I want to work 2 hours a day, and here's what I want to work on each day. So these are for a more involved craft project, or if you have an Etsy shop and you're really building up an inventory, this will give you just a chance to do as much as you wanted. Again, you can duplicate this page anytime you want, and just pay attention to these right here. You can, when you duplicate a page, when you want to copy this page, you can be it before or after the page that you're on. So it can either be before this page or after this page. And what I like is I keep doing before on mine. It defaults to after, but you can go to before. And that allows you to not have your current week buried back there, because these aren't these are hyperlinked to the calendar, but they're not hyperlinked in any particular order. As far as if you start adding pages, you can't quickly get to them, but if you keep adding before, they'll always be the page right behind the month view, if you want to think of it that way. So that's just one trick when you're adding pages. Just pay attention if you want it before or after the page you're working on. So again, you'll find all of these in the calendar tab. Now the next tab would be the extras tab. So if you click on this, it'll take you here to this extras. And we're going to go through each of these pages so you can see what they are. But again, you can get to the tutorial here. So from the extras or from the home, you can get to this video tutorial if you ever want to come back and take another look at it. So let's go through these pages real quick. So the tutorial is what we're recording right now. The Hub Notebook System. This is a cool concept which allows you to expand. So you can do 10 projects in this particular craft planner, but like I had one customer who's like, well, I always have ideas. I'm not always working on 10, but I have like 100 ideas, different projects I want to do. So what you can do is you can copy this notebook. You can duplicate this notebook so that you don't have 10 projects, you have as many as you want. So if you duplicate it 5, 10, or 12 times, you'd have 50, 100, or 120 project spots, but you can put them into a hub notebook. And what a hub notebook is a blank notebook with tabs and no sheets. So there's no pages behind each tab. So what you do is you actually insert an entire copy of this notebook behind each tab of the hub notebook. And there's a video that takes you through it here, and you can even get a 2-subject hub notebook for free, just so you can try it out and see what you like. But then you can pick a 5, 10, or 12 subject notebook, and you can drop in one of these craft planners behind each one. So this allows you to organize. So maybe your first tab in your hub notebook is knitting projects, and the second one is cross stitch, and the third one is polymer clay, and the fourth one is paper, whatever you want. Or maybe there's just projects that you want to do this month and next month, whatever. So you can divvy it up any way you want based on how many tabs are in your notebook. So it's just a way to really expand this planner, and you only have to buy this once and copy it, and then buy one hub notebook and keep putting the copies together. So just wanted to show you that that's how it works. Again, there's a video, and you can get a 2-subject one for free. Next, we're on the color palette. This is if you want to customize your pen colors or your highlighter colors. So maybe you want your pen to be this gray, and you want to highlight maybe in this peach and this gray blue. You have all the hex numbers right here. So when you're into the pen style or the highlighter style, either one, you can click on your down arrow, and then you can do custom. And then depending on where this little window shows up, you might be able to see these, or you might be able to write these because this window might be blocking your view. But you would just type in the hex code here into this, and then say add to presets, and now you would have that color in your presets. So that's just a fun thing to do, so I just wanted to leave that there for you. So anytime you want, you can make sure that you're using the same colors that are in this palette so everything stays really pretty. Next, this is just a fun page. Again, we're in the extras. This is just a fun page if you haven't given it a lot of thought. Setting up your workspace so that you're really, really feeling creative and you're really in the flow. So what essential tools do you need on hand? Because a lot of times you'll start a project and be like, man, I don't have my scissors, your office tools, or you don't have a certain thing right near. So this gives you a chance to think about what do you want handy, your office tools, essential tools, trash bin and cleaning supplies. Do you want to have that handy so that when you're done working, you can clean up your area depending on what you're working with? Is your area inspiring? Do you have like wall decor, lighting, scents, things like that really make you feel creative? Maybe it's what you're wearing and you want to have like a creator outfit. Some people have to wear certain clothes because they're painting, right? And they don't want to get them destroyed. But even just sometimes I'm more creative in my yoga pants than I am in anything else. So for me, my creative outfit always happens to be yoga clothes. So that's just a fun page for you to think about setting up what makes the perfect work environment if you haven't already done that. And then you come to the project ideas page, and this, again, you can duplicate as many times as you want. And this is just a kind of a dumping ground for all the ideas. You can drop in links if you want here. You can say, this is something I want to do someday. This is something I want to do next summer. This is something I want to do next month. And just jot down all the projects. It's a dumping place for all your projects. Again, duplicate as needed. And if you have pictures, so this first page on our notes page is a blank one, you could drop in photo ideas of projects. Maybe you're on Pinterest and you see some great projects, and you can kind of drop the photos in here, take a screenshot, which is really great, which I love. You can take a screenshot and then drop it right into here. So that's kind of a fun way to use the blank notes page. But this is also a blank notes page that you can insert anywhere, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute, that you can just do any kind of things you want on. This is a lined page. Excuse me. Then we have a 2-column page that are lined. Then we have a 2-column checklist. Then we have a dot grid, and you'll see that I made this dot grid so that you can lasso it pretty easily. So we'll get to that in just a minute. And then you have this photo page where you could drop in maybe photos. So this would be like, if you want to do process photos before and after, like say you're refinishing a cabinet, you could start with the before photo and then all the stage photos and then the final photo. Or you could do, if you're building, maybe you're knitting a sweater and you want to just show each piece of it that you accomplished, maybe over day 1, day 2, day 3, up to day 6, any way you want. These are just a place for you to drop in different process photos if you'd like. So these are your templates that you have for note templates. So now if you click on the index, right here, this is going to bring you to this page, which is the 10 projects that you're going to put into this planner. So you can write out the names of the projects here, and these are hyperlinked to the corresponding tabs on the page. So you can click here or you can click there to get to any of your projects. And then here is your project homepage. So you can tell which project you're on by this number. So this number goes up and down depending on which project you're on. And you write your title of your project, maybe some notes. And then again, this is a place to drop in photos or drop in links or drop in whatever you want. This is just your homepage to drop in anything you want. But it'd be nice to have a finished photo here of your project, or a Pinterest image of what a project should look like when you're done, whatever you want. But again, it's your page, do whatever you want with it. Then you have a supply list. So again, these are behind. So when you click on the number, it'll take you to this home page, and then you just flip to get to each of the additional pages. Supply list, you could write down all the supplies that you need for the project and whether you have them or you need to buy them and how many of each. Next, you can do the shopping list, so you can look at the projects, or the things that here in the need column, and then you can decide, where are you going to buy them, what store, and who has the best deals, and if you have coupons, whatever, and you can write down the cost, so you can see what this total cost of project will be for you. So this is great if you're keeping a gift budget and you want to know how much you're spending on the gift making, or if you have an Etsy shop and you want to kind of keep an idea of how much it costs you to make a particular item, then you have your shopping list with your total cost, which is a great idea. And then you have your timeline. So if this is for more involved projects or something that's going to take you time because you don't have a lot of time. So if you're sewing a sweater, maybe you want to spend, an hour each day, and you want to start it here, and after, so many hours you think it's going to take you to do it, you want to be done by here, and you can kind of backtrack, well, how many hours a day do I need to work on it to get to my finish line? So it's just, you can use this any way you want. It's just a timeline to give you an idea. If you need to do mass production, how do you need to make each day in order to be ready for the craft show or to build up your Etsy shop, whatever you want to do. So again, you can tell where you are right here. And now we get to these blank pages. So again, we're still in project 1, but now we have blank pages. And there's 2 of them included with each planner. So you can see is here, now this is dropped to project number 2. Here we're in project number 1, but there's 2 of these blank pages. Now what are these for? So if we go back to our notes pages, what you can do, these are really templates. So you take your lasso tool and you go to the outside border of what you want to copy and do a long press, and it says take a screenshot. You take the screenshot and you hit this little up arrow over here and you say copy. And now you go to the page that you want. So we're going to go to my first blank page and you hit paste. And you get the image and you can resize it, put it anywhere you want on your screen. And there you have it. The other thing you can do with this is, let's say that you don't need a timeline page because your project's not that complex. You can paste anytime you want, and you can cover, oops, you don't want to go crazy. You can cover up what was there. You just don't want to cover up this tab so you know which project you're on. So anytime you want, you can do that. You can use any of these pages as a template to cover up text or to use these blank pages. So that's up to you. And that's why you'll see when we get to this, get to our dot grid, I gave ourselves a nice little border so that you could get your lasso around it okay. And you can just lasso a portion. So say you only want a small dotted portion. And say we just want that. We take a screenshot, you can see it's just a small grid that you're going to drop on. It's not the whole page, so you can do that at any time. So that's kind of fun. So as we talked about, you have 10 projects, and you'll see that the projects, let's switch over to there. So if I go to project 10, you can see that this has gone down to project 10. Click on 8, you can see it's at 8. So that gives you an idea that it just slides up and down the page depending on what project you're on. And then when you're deep into your project but you want to get back to that home page, just click that and it brings you back to the home for that project. Click on home, it brings you right back here to the quick notes. So that's how you navigate through this planner. So if you have any questions, again, at any time, please feel free to email me. I'd love to hear from you. I'm happy to answer your questions. So you can find that right here, or you can always email me through the Etsy shop and through the Etsy app. And again, visit my website. You can reach me up there. And you can also join the VIP club, which I highly recommend because I give everybody a 20% off coupon that you can use anytime. So you'll make sure that you get to the website and you sign up for the VIP club. You'll also find out when we're doing new releases, when we're updating a planner, anything like that. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will talk to you next time. Take care.